Time now for another vlog, and March is done.
Hooray.
So we got 3 months down and a few more to go in
Incredible.
2025.
Time just flies.
It is flying. That's something that you'll have to learn as you get older.
Yep.
It keeps flying faster and faster, just like a plane. Yeah, in Flight Sim 2024. That's right, we finally moved on to Flight Sim 2024.
What a beautiful segue.
Yeah, I have my moments. And this is the very first time that Riley's actually tried out Flight Sim 2024.
Yeah.
I was playing around with it, and I also needed it for another video that I have coming out in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I guess you're going to give us your impressions of Flight Sim 2024, maybe near the end of the vlog.
I guess so.
But it is a little different. I guess it's better than it was at launch, so I'm hoping that Microsoft has had time to improve it, because we're playing on the Xbox Series X. We're not playing on PC. But anyway, so yeah, that's why it might look a little different than previous B-roll, because we finally made the move from Flight Sim 2020 to Flight Sim 2024 going forward.
Boom.
The downside is we don't have access to all the planes in our library in 2020. I'm hoping that eventually that changes and they're updated to where they can be transferred over, because they're supposed to be. That's what they said a while back, that whatever planes you purchase would be transferable, because that's a few bucks I spent on those planes.
Yeah.
Well, let's just hope for the best, because we have a lot of fighter jets that are currently not available. But anyways, for the most part, this has been, I guess, a mostly uneventful month for us with a few things. We had an appointment this morning, so you had your appointment, and that went okay. I had to wake you up a little early for that.
Yeah.
She's not used to getting up at 8 a.m.
Nope. I'm fine with it every once in a while.
Yeah.
But if I have to start doing it every day, I would die.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, I'm not a morning person. I'm not like GB.
I'm not a morning person either, because 8 a.m. is as early as I can go.
Isn't that morning person material?
Now, morning's like 6 a.m. Because,
worse.
most people actually have to, they actually have a 9 to 5 thing going on with work and school. We're not like most people. My work is whenever I, want to do it, because, when you work for yourself, there's pros and cons. And we both stay up kind of late, especially you.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. I mean, you kind of miss most of the day by being a night owl.
I am a night owl. I don't miss most of the night, though.
Yeah, I had that issue in radio when I had to do overnights. And it took years for me to, realign to, a normal sleeping pattern. Because I used to, sleep in most of the day, even after I was done in radio. But anyway, so not really much happened down here in March. I mean, my one of my nephews had his birthday party the other day. Mm-hmm. So we went to the birthday party. We picked up a gift for him. But there's 20, 30 kids there and all their parents at this, I guess, this little indoor thing with like
climbing stuff and and a bounce house.
Yeah, and all that stuff that kids like.
Yep.
And we stayed for maybe an hour.
I think less than that.
Maybe we're being too generous.
I think we stayed there for 40 minutes.
We did. And I was kind of not feeling so well anyway, so I really was trying my best. I mean, I wasn't doing too bad, and she did.
This thing is... Now, let me tell you, this thing keeps pulling up on its own, and I don't like it.
Okay, so...
It makes it hard to control.
Okay. I don't even know what kind of plane this is. I mean, this is basically the Vestra in GT Online, and we were using the Vestra for Air Force Zero over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
We'll talk about that when we talk about GTA.
Yeah, we'll get back to it in a minute. But anyways, so, the nephew's birthday. I got 2 nephews. The older one, he had a birthday. And I'm glad he had a great time. He got tons of presents and stuff. And everybody seemed to have a good time. But I guess it's difficult for us because we don't have a kid at the moment. So if you're just there, even for moral support, just to show up, even if your nephew doesn't remember you being there, it's a little more, I guess, like I said, challenging, because at least with the parents, right? They're experiencing the party through their kid, right? Mm-hmm. They're watching their kid having a good time with all their friends and
the other parents
running around, yelling and screaming and carrying on. But when you don't have a kid, it's hard to, I guess, feel
Relate.
the same. Yeah, it's hard to relate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
you
much.
just feel out of place, basically.
Yeah. And that's kind of how we felt.
Yeah.
But, we stayed long enough to say hi to both my sisters arrived, and my nephews, and my brother-in-law, so they were all there. But they were all busy, focusing on the party and the kids. So we at least wanted to stop by, for a few minutes and, give a present. Yeah, this mode is a little different than Flight Sim 2020. It's not as fun. I mean, I think it takes some getting used to, so you may see a lot more of that in the background.
Yeah, just crashing even though I didn't hit anything.
I know, I don't know why it does that. Because I was playing around with it the other day and it was doing that to me for no reason. I was like, I'm not crashing though. Why are you saying I crashed when I clearly didn't crash? But the other thing that happened in March was a wildfire scare here in central Texas in Hill Country, about 30 miles away. There was a fire just north of Fredericksburg, and it ended up burning, I think, 9,000 acres? I think it was 9,000 acres before they got it under control. And we could smell it, and we could see the smoke all the way like from the horizon. Mm-hmm. That's how big the wildfire was, and I was watching it on my balcony. So that was pretty concerning, especially with the wind situation, because it gets pretty windy down here in Hill Country. And at the time, we hadn't had any rain. We've gotten some rain over the past few days, fortunately. But, yeah, I mean, it was worrisome because you never know when the wind may send that wildfire towards us. Even though you're 30 miles away, the way wildfires are, they could be heading your way in a matter of hours.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that was interesting, and the fact is this area is a wildfire hazard, so I am concerned that we may experience more wildfires before the end of 2025. Hopefully that we don't. Maybe we'll get more rain coming into April. We definitely need rain, especially in central Texas.
Yeah, we did get a few.
Yep.
I mean, a bit.
Yeah, we got a bit, but we need more. We need like way more rain because we always have drought conditions, and the water companies always telling people like don't use water for this and that and that. And they even have denied several like new locations for building homes because of the fact that we don't have enough water. So. We complain about how we feel like they're building too many homes down here and new subdivisions. Apparently, the water company's now stepping in and saying you can't build.
Damn.
It's like there's barely enough water to take care of everybody in the area already. So, yeah. So if the water company says no, then you're not going to be able to build homes because you kind of need running water, not just for drinking, but for sanitational purposes and hygiene.
Yeah.
It's kind of necessary. So, yeah, I think they've overbuilt down here in central Texas. And too many people live here already. So, move away. Just kidding.
Wow.
But we could talk, right? Because we only moved here nearly 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm sure some people that lived here longer are probably looking at us. Yeah, you two can go as well. And then we're like, fine. Just offer me a really good price on the house and we'll be out of here. But anyways, so that's life in Hill Country. Good things, bad things. The scorching summers suck, but it can also be enjoyable at times.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. There's just some things happening in the state that I don't agree with or approve of, and that's some personal stuff. And I don't know how long we're gonna remain here. I mean, the original plan when we moved down here nearly 2 years ago was to actually be here for years, right?
Yeah.
To hang out with the sisters and the nephews, watch the nephews grow up, go off and hopefully not be menaces to society, hopefully. But, things change, and, there is a possibility that maybe we live here for another year or two, and then we go somewhere else, but we'll see how it goes. There's just a lot of things going on out of our control.
Yeah.
But anyways, what's in our control right now is stuff that we've been doing. We've been watching stuff.
Yeah, that's mostly what this month's been all about, mostly. It's just watching shows.
Yeah, just hanging out and watching shows on our free time. We mostly finished Naruto Shippuden.
Yeah, we finished that. I don't know if that was on February or...
I think early March we finally finished it.
Yeah.
So we finished that, except for a few episodes at the end that haven't been quote-unquote dubbed on Hulu.
Yeah.
Like, they say the dubbed versions are coming.
Yeah, they said early 2025.
And it's...
But it's going to be April soon, so...
Yeah, so, I mean, it would be nice if they put out those.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind seeing it in Japanese, but I know GB likes to watch it on dub.
Well, I'm just used to the characters being voiced by English voice actors.
I listen to both.
Well, but anyway, so eventually we'll go back to watch those final episodes. I mean, I know basically what happens, but it'd be kind of cool to watch them anyways. So we moved on from Naruto Shippuden to Boruto, and before Boruto, Riley kept telling me how people didn't like Boruto. They were very critical of the series, and we started watching it, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's as bad of a show as some people make it out to be. I mean, yeah, Boruto he's not his dad, even though he does act like his dad sometimes. Mm-hmm. But he's not meant to be his dad. And bear in mind, stupid things that Boruto do, he's a kid. I mean, he's still a kid. You know, yeah, I mean, he's a genin, he's a ninja just like his dad was, or is. But he's still a kid.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously in the show where we're watching, he still has a lot more growing up to do. But there's already been character development for him and for the other characters that make up Boruto.
Right. So what do you think of him compared to, like, Kid Naruto?
I like Kid Naruto more because I sympathize with Kid Naruto, you know, growing up without a mother and father and basically being an outsider to the village or, you know, treated like crap because they were afraid of him. And how he still had a positive attitude and he still was, like, I guess, committed to becoming a shinobi and eventually Hokage, and how people that once didn't really think much of him started slowly rallying around him. And his son is kind of like that, but also his son has his own attitude.
Yeah. Well, he's like 10 or 12 or something.
Yeah, well, that's the difference. I mean,
kid stuff.
Yeah. Whereas Naruto, you know, had a lot harder life than Boruto. Boruto, you know, has a mom and dad, has a sister, you know. He has a pretty comfortable life, you know. Mm-hmm. So he takes a lot of things for granted. And that's real life, you know. There's plenty of kids alive today that take things for granted and their parents had a harder life than they did, you know.
Yeah.
But that's pretty real. So I do sympathize there. But I think Boruto has come a long ways. I mean, I don't like how, I guess, for a quick minute in the series, Boruto kind of hated his dad or was just talking down about his dad all the time.
Yeah, like at the beginning.
Yeah, but eventually it does get to the point where he realizes that his dad actually does live up to the hype because he finally sees what his dad's capable of. And then he starts to realize, okay, I'm starting to understand why my dad's hardly ever home and why he's always busy being Hokage, running the village. But yeah, I think it's a good show.
It makes me wonder what Boruto's going to be like once he's like an adult or a teenager.
I guess we'll find out. We haven't got there yet.
Yeah. But I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do wonder. Oh. But I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I'm actually kind of enjoying it too. And I don't know. It like, I thought it was going to be way worse. I guess I only saw the bad clips.
Yeah, I think people were just really critical about Boruto because Boruto's not Naruto.
Yeah.
So that's where the hate comes in.
And I saw it at the beginning and I wasn't feeling it that much, but he started growing on me.
Yeah.
And I guess another thing that kind of helped is that I played I know people shit on this game a lot, but I played on Connection story mode.
Yeah.
And I like the story mode. And, well, Boruto's the main character there.
Yeah. So
that kind of helped and made me feel better. Even if it's a filler story or... It's a filler story, basically.
Yeah.
But I like what they did with Boruto in that game. And it definitely... I think it makes him look better.
Yeah.
As a character. Even if it's a full filler story. But, yeah, I like that game. I gotta go show you that.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. Because I think you'll like it. But... Yeah, that's my opinion on Boruto. I think overall he's not Naruto.
No,
but
he's not meant to be Naruto.
Yeah, but he's good.
Yeah,
he's not like, you know, the what the clips make him out to be. Like, he's just a little shit that is always getting into trouble and doesn't know how to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, he can be a little shit at times, but he is also a genius because of both his parents. And he excels at things that his father struggled with. Mm-hmm. But, there are times he's a little too full of himself. But he does grow as a character, and that's one of the reasons why I like these shows, because the writers understand that. They understand their characters and the lore, the shinobi world they've built for the past several decades, and the character growth. I mean, for example, there was a character that was introduced in one episode that was a spoiled little kid, right? His dad's very powerful. And you go from disliking the kid to actually sympathizing with the kid and liking the kid because you start to learn more about the kid. And they only did that in like 2 or 3 episodes, right?
Yeah, 4 episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
In 4 episodes, basically like a 2-hour arc.
Yeah.
Like a little arc.
Yeah, and then Boruto at first Boruto hates the kid, right? But the kid, looks up to him because, he really likes ninjas, Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, when Naruto starts spending time with the kid, he starts to understand that this kid is a lot like him because his father's like really important, just like Naruto, and always busy, and basically has no time for his kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same scenario, but the difference is this kid's way better off financially, right?
Yeah,
pretty wealthy because his dad's a feudal lord. But then he starts to realize, hey, this kid actually is a good kid. But, he's just been given everything,
Yeah.
And then Boruto starts to actually teach him how to throw a shuriken, right?
Yeah, like how to actually work for things.
Yeah, and the kid actually gets into it. The kid misses a whole bunch of times, right? He just keeps missing. But he doesn't give up, and that's one thing that Boruto really likes about the kid. Is like, hey, he's like me, and he's like my dad. He doesn't give up. And then eventually he started getting good at hitting the target with the shuriken. Mm-hmm. So you grow, and that's what I like about the show. You go from not really know much about a character or disliking a character, and there are characters on the show that you will dislike because you're supposed to dislike them. Like for example, Danzo, back in Naruto Shippuden, he's a douchebag.
Yeah, is he still your most hated character?
I would say so.
Damn.
It's pretty funny how we watched the top 10 most disliked characters, and he was like number 1.
I think it was 5.
I thought he was number 1.
No.
Top 5.
Top
okay.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was 10, and then Boruto was number 4.
I don't know why. They don't deserve to be on the list, in my opinion. There's far more dislikable characters.
So who would you replace for Boruto?
I don't know. I don't want to get spoilery. But right. I know we've kind of talked a little bit about the show already, but anyways, I think that if people like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, I think Boruto deserves a chance.
Yeah, all of this can be found on Hulu, by the way.
Yeah, all these shows are on Hulu.
Yeah, and all the movies, like most of the Shippuden movies, are on Netflix actually.
Yeah,
and they're also free on YouTube, but they're on Japanese.
Yeah, I would not recommend watching the Boruto movie. Now, look, the Boruto movie actually is good, but it's basically a pilot for the series, and things that happen in the pilot get eventually brought back in through future episodes, and some things get retconned. So you kind of sit there going like, wait a minute, this happened differently in the movie.
Yeah, like the movie's good, but if you're gonna watch Boruto, you'll get to that point.
Yeah, you'll get to the point, and then everything that happens in the movie that doesn't happen on the show, I guess, is decanonized. So it's kind of pointless to watch the Boruto movie.
But yeah, just keep in mind that it came like 3 years.
But it is free on YouTube. But the problem is it's the Japanese version.
It's on Netflix for free.
Yeah. Well, it's not free.
Well, it's not free if you're going on Netflix. You're right.
If you have a Netflix subscription, you can watch it.
Yeah, never mind.
Because originally we were going to watch it on YouTube, but then it was like, wait, this is in Japanese, never mind.
And a bunch of Shippuden movies are also on on Netflix.
Yeah. So, I don't know, we may watch a few of them. I do want to watch the last.
Oh, yeah, the last.
Yeah, that's the one I would like to watch.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Okay. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's a great series. I mean, I went from being very hesitant when you recommended we watch Naruto, a year or two ago?
Boruto?
No, I'm going all the way back.
Oh,
I'm going back.
Like way back.
Back to the beginning of this whole thing.
Like the OG days?
Yeah, I don't know, was it a year or two ago that you kept telling me?
Like 2022 or... Like, I think it was like 2022.
Yeah, you spent a quick minute trying to convince me to watch Naruto with you.
Let's watch Naruto.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to watch an anime. No, I'm not. I don't care. And then I finally gave it a chance, and it took a quick minute to grow on me, but I started liking it. There are things that I don't like the fillers. Some fillers are actually worth watching because they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
But most of them are just fillers. That sometimes, like Naruto and Shippuden are both really bad about dragging things out. Where I think they tried to correct that in Boruto, but sometimes it feels like they kind of went backwards on that, like with the prison arc.
The slowest of burns.
Yeah. And also, there was another arc that happened in Boruto that felt stretched out a little too long.
The Mitsuki arc.
Yeah, it's like, no, you were doing it right by not stretching it out, okay? But then they go back to stretching shit out. I'm like, no, don't do that. Stop it. Okay, you don't have to rush it. I don't want it rushed, but sometimes it feels like these arcs get stretched too long. But I also understand, like with the fourth Great Ninja War, like at the end of Shippuden, like yeah, I mean a lot of stuff is happening, and technically it's only a few days that the war happens, right? Mm-hmm. But it gets stretched the fuck out.
Well, I don't mind it because I like Kaguya.
Yeah,
she's cool.
Well, I mean I like that arc, but if you think about it in like the timeline, like how many days was the war? It was only a few days at the war.
I think it was 2 days.
Like from beginning to end. It wasn't a few weeks or a few years, but from what you told me, the episodes took years to play out.
Yeah.
In real life.
Because basically it would be like 2 episodes a week, I think.
Jesus.
So, and there was like 200 of them.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, it took a long time for that shit to get resolved.
Yeah, so that's something I don't really enjoy too. I mean, I like a slow burn, but it feels a little too long. But there is also talks of a live-action Naruto movie in the works. This has been a thing for a while now. In fact, Riley and I are going to make a video about that later this week. So we'll talk more about Naruto then.
Yeah.
Especially our thoughts about a live-action movie, what we'd like to see, what we don't want to see, the direction we'd like it to go. So that's kind of like a tease of another project we have working on.
Yep. Which is weird because it's anime we're talking about.
I know, but there's always exceptions.
I love how it went from GB like being like I don't know to literally sometimes GB searching it on his phone.
Well, I mean, I like it. I mean,
that's how you know that GB likes something if he searches it up.
Well, sometimes there's something that comes up I want more information about.
Gravity Falls theme, huh?
Well, yeah, the Gravity Falls theme is pretty good, but also the score and the music in Naruto is pretty good too.
It's so good, man. They always nail the music.
Yeah.
It's just even Boruto. Like Boruto has some bangers too.
Yeah, well, they carry over some stuff as well. But they also have
like the original soundtracks.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. But I mean, it's all done. I think it's done by the same people, so.
I think so. I don't know, maybe.
But anyways, I guess that's enough Boruto talk for now. Mm-hmm. As we move on to some other shows that we've been watching, Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah. So, I like it.
Me too.
Yeah, that's all I can say about it. I like it, but it's just spoilers. I can't.
Yeah, we can't talk spoilers. I feel like if you were a fan of the Netflix series, this is basically a continuation of the Netflix series.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Because I think they brought back some people behind the scenes. Like, at first, like they had different people for Born Again, and it didn't work out with those people, and there was a lot of, like, drama and scripts that were thrown away. And at first, I think it wasn't going to survive, but then they decided, you know what, we're actually going to bring back at least one person, I think, or maybe more, that were responsible for the Daredevil Netflix series. They brought them back on board, and then everything else lined back up pretty well. And I would say the episodes that have come out for this season have been pretty solid.
Yeah.
And I agree with our friend Kane. Like, I think this is the 4th season of Daredevil. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And unlike other shows, you do not skip the Daredevil intro. So,
yeah.
And the Daredevil Born Again intro is not bad. I like it. I'd say it's up there with the Daredevil intro. They're both good.
Yeah, they're both good, but the original one's better.
Yeah, but I like Daredevil Born Again as well.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So I'm interested to see what ends up happening by the end of the season. I think we got a few episodes left of Daredevil Born Again, and then there's going to be at least a season 2. So we may only get 2 seasons of Daredevil Born Again, and that's fine. I just hope we see Daredevil move to Daredevil and Kingpin maybe they end up finding their way into some other movies, like the next Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
That was a rumor that Fisk was going to be like the main antagonist of the next Spider-Man movie, but I think that was a rumor. And I think you stalled, or maybe.
That's BS.
I know. But anyways, I hope that the future is bright for Daredevil going forward, and on the small screen and maybe even on the big screen. Maybe we'll see Charlie Cox play the Daredevil in some movies.
Yeah.
But the other show we watched was season 3 of Invincible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah. I liked it more than season 2.
Yeah. And we didn't have to wait 4 months for it.
Yeah, they actually did it right this time, where they actually had all the episodes come out back to back to back, instead of this stretch between.
The funny thing is that JP said the episodes the episodes are finally out, and then we checked and 7 of them were already released.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's because I thought I didn't. What the fuck happened there?
I didn't do anything.
How did you crash? Microsoft, what the hell's? There's an alarm going off. Fortunately, I have the game audio muted, so that would be really annoying. I don't know. I know we're getting off topic for a second, but they need to make some adjustments to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, or maybe you can do that in settings one day when you just sit around playing with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, or maybe it's just the plane. I don't think it's the plane. I think it's the game. Maybe there's a few issues they need to resolve. I still think that they should have delayed this game for a year and just called it Flight Sim 2025. Because the truth is, there's nothing wrong with Flight Sim 2020. I felt like it was still fine.
Yeah. It wasn't outdated or anything.
Yeah, but
I don't think.
Yeah, but going back to Invincible, yeah, I think the latest season was pretty good. But it was kind of weird, though. It's it was such low fanfare that we didn't even know that the season started until weeks later.
Yeah.
And
I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then JB told me, he's like, hey, the Invincible is out. Let's go watch it. And then we checked and 7 of them were already out.
Yeah.
Which is actually, if you think about it, kind of a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing if you're binging it. It's not a good thing if you're excited about the series, because I guess you're following them on all the social medias and you're keeping track of it, and we just really weren't.
Yeah, because we were watching other things.
Yeah, we had other stuff to watch, but I thought season 3 of Invincible was okay.
I liked it.
Yeah, better than 2. I think season 1's still the best, though.
Yeah.
But I wonder how long they're going to stretch this show out for. Oh, well, okay,
that is an actual crash.
That was an actual crash. Now, this is embarrassing. I think most of this isn't really your fault, though. But
I think I had 2 crashes. The one in the building at the beginning, and then this.
Yeah, in the Austin skyline. Oof. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we've been watching. I mean, obviously we watch stuff separately. You watch your YouTube videos, I watch my YouTube videos.
Yeah, because Shuby doesn't care about COD stuff.
I don't.
And honestly, considering how bad COD is nowadays, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't care about COD. I don't care about Overwatch. But we'll talk about that in a moment because it's your opportunity to talk about it. But there's things I like to. I mean, I've been watching a lot of Skyrim videos because I've been playing Skyrim again.
Yeah, it's basically his Fallout 4 now.
Yeah, I've moved on from Fallout 4 to
Skyrim 4.
To Skyrim again. But yeah, so I mean that's just the way it is, you have stuff you like to watch. I have stuff I like to watch. I watch a lot of those scary, creepy channels,
Yeah.
and creepy true stories. I like them. Just nice to sit back and listen to them. I don't know how many of them are true stories. I think for the most part they're true, or at least I want them to be true, or they're written well enough to be believable. And it happened again.
This game,
Flight Sim 2024.
ladies and
Oh
gentlemen.
my god. Okay, maybe I should have waited another month or 2.
Did you get this on sale?
No, I needed it for a video. Okay, that's why I did that. I need this for a video coming out tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, that's it. That's all y'all get. You're getting nothing else out of me. You'll have to wait a few hours, and then you'll see why I had to buy Flight Sim 2024. Wow. It was for other purposes.
Okay.
But I don't know. Anyways, I'm so tired of this knocking us off track. Fuck you, Flight Sim 2024.
Anyways, let's get back on track.
Okay, let's get back on track. Okay, I guess we're moving on to games now. All right, so what game would you like to talk about first?
GTA.
Okay, so GTA, we played Air Force Zero over the weekend because they, for some reason, Rockstar realized that they once upon a time made Air Force Zero and thought, you know what? We haven't had this as part of an event week in a long time. Let's just blow the dust off. Let's get the cobwebs off and put it up there for people.
Yeah.
And it involves this plane in most of the missions, except for like one actually has helicopters.
Yeah, which is the best one.
Yeah. So yeah, the Vestra, which came out in the business update, is based off this plane, except for this plane has a big giant engine on top of it.
Yeah, the other ones are on the side, which I think look better.
Yeah. But so yeah, we played that Saturday. We had kind of fun, but we had to make our own adjustments to the rules in order to make it better.
Yeah, because the laser's just so damn overpowered.
Yeah.
Those cannons just melt everything.
Yeah, and they're the original laser cannons, not the
Not the nerfed ones.
Yeah. So that's the problem.
Yeah, and it's just super annoying because, man, now I get PTSD from those laser cannons.
Yeah.
They are so freaking OP. They just if you just like touch somebody or sniff somebody, like that's it.
Yeah.
Your engine's gone or you get killed.
Yeah.
It's like immediately you get on fire.
Rip.
Yeah, so I hate that. You just get melted. Like there's no chance for like any type of mess up. Which I guess is good if you want to go for like, improving so you never mess up.
Yeah.
But when everybody has the cannons, it doesn't lead to anything. It just leads to like random sprays. Just because somebody got in front of you.
Yeah, or you get lucky like Snake did and spawned literally right behind me when I was in Air Force
exactly.
Zero. And it's such an easy shot that even Snake can make the shot.
Yeah. So I don't like that.
Yeah.
It was nothing but a painful experience. The buzzer one was the only good one. Mm. And even still, it was eh.
Yeah.
It's just, overall, it's just a very bad mode.
Yeah. I don't think we're ever going to see it again after this week.
If we do see it again, we're not playing it. It's not like Overtime Rumble.
Well, here's the reality. I believe firmly that GTA 6 is coming this fall. Along with GTA 6, we're going to get 6 online. And I think that what we're seeing is maybe Rockstar just going back into the archives and like bringing up these really old jobs and versus modes and just letting them get a spotlight one final time,
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Air Force Zero gets its spotlight, and then it gets to be flown off into the sun, never to be seen again. Unless they decide to come up with a new version of Air Force Zero for 6 online. I just think the mistake is not allowing the creator community to make their own versions of Air Force Zero because I think they would do a way better job, especially with all the additional aircraft that's been added to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have way more aircraft that would make Air Force Zero much better if we had creator versions.
Yeah. You want to know what's the problem with it also reminds me of the stockpile problem.
Okay.
Because it's the same thing. With the stockpile, it's literally the exact same scenario as the laser, but instead of cannon spam, it's missile spam.
Yeah.
And I wish you could just have the ability to have like non-explosive cannons on an aircraft.
Yeah.
And homing off, and that's it. And those were the only 2 options.
Yeah.
Like, because the thing is, if you cannot disable homing on, that's the thing. Well, you can, like if you do it manually, but you cannot stop other people like putting it as a setting,
Yeah, but I think they probably could though. If you're the host, I think they should have it because you have so many other settings and options in some of these modes where you can like set certain things accordingly.
No, but I mean on creative.
I know.
Because I've tried.
I know.
And I made a deathmatch once where I put a bunch of aircraft.
Yeah.
And you can put homing missiles, but you cannot. But you basically have like machine guns homing on and then homing off.
Yeah.
But in this one, you just can't turn homing on off.
Yeah, that sucks.
So it's basically all 3 options. So basically, what happens is that people just get on the match, and all they do is just homing spam.
Yeah.
And I wish you could just have like machine guns and homing off, and that's it. You could still have rockets, but you have to free aim them.
Yeah, well, maybe that'll be a thing they change in the future for 6 online, hopefully.
Yeah, because that's just so annoying, man.
Yeah.
It ruins so many things. Like, for example, I think once I did like a deathmatch with helicopters.
Yeah.
And people will always get on the buzzard. Out of all the helicopters with machine guns, people will get on the buzzard. Not because of the machine guns, but because they can homing spam. It's the only helicopter with homing missiles.
Yeah, but there's a cooldown after you fire too.
Yeah, but that's all it takes. They rather wait the 5-second cooldown than shoot with the machine guns just because they can lock on.
Okay.
And that's the bullshit.
Yeah, that's pretty lazy.
So yeah, people are just people. I hate the way people play games. It's just, especially with aircraft, it's nothing but missiles. It's the same thing with Ace Combat 7. It's nothing but missile spam.
Yeah, back when you used to play Ace Combat 7 multiplayer.
Yeah, it's nothing but do, and then just shoot missile. Nobody's firing their guns once.
Yeah.
And it gets annoying. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just, I wish there were some settings or custom matches where you can just set up certain things with certain things disabled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in the future they'll make those adjustments and give you more options at least as the host for modes. I mean, because some modes have more options than others. But yeah, I mean, GTA Online, not really much else going on right now.
Yeah, and also another thing, you want to know something I've noticed?
What?
Like nobody, and I mean nobody in public sessions that are doing hangar business, nobody's doing air to air.
Wow.
Everybody's doing air to ground missions for the hangar business. It is so annoying and it is so boring. I don't know how people do that shit.
Yeah, it feels like it defeats the purpose.
Yeah, like why are you gonna do hangar business and doing that on the ground? That's so boring. I know they added it for missions as new variety stuff.
Yeah.
But the whole point of hangar stuff is to do aircraft stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just, you're just gonna go all the way on the ground. That's it. And it's like, that's boring.
Yeah.
It just defeats the whole purpose. So every single time I want to help somebody, they're doing hangar. It's like, okay, well, it's double money. I'll go help them. And they're just doing ground missions. So every single one of them. It's, oh my god. I don't get why people hate flying aircraft so much. And when they do fly an aircraft, it's the oppressor.
No, it's not really an aircraft. It's a science experiment gone wrong.
Yeah. But, man, it's so annoying. Because you could have so many people flying around in helicopters and planes, and everybody's just like oppressor.
Well, that's been the problem in GTA forever. The majority of players prefer staying on the ground.
Majority of players just don't have the balls to get on a plane.
No, I don't know what it is, but
it's not like the plane's hard to control.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, the game is called Grand Theft Auto, so it is centered around vehicles and crime. But I also enjoy being in planes and helicopters. So I don't know why the majority of players are like that. They only get in a plane and a helicopter for like a mission if they absolutely have to.
Yeah, like they just run straight on the ground, stay on a car. Like, it's so boring.
Yeah. That's just the way some people are, though.
No, I'm telling you, man, like, getting on a fighter jet with homing missiles, doesn't that sound cool? It's like, yeah, I could get in my brand new Lamborghini with my HSW upgrades, but you know what I have? I have a fighter jet. And I have homing missiles and machine guns, and I can go at max speed. Can you do that? Yeah, no, that's what I thought.
Well, that's the appealing thing about GTA is it appeals to a lot of people. Some people just want to drive around in their cars and have car shows, and other people want to commit crimes, and other people want to be like you and just jump into some fighter jets and dogfight.
Come on, man. Like, this shit's awesome. This beats any supercar.
Well, that's a matter of opinion.
Like, if you give me a Cessna or a Lamborghini, I'm going to take the Cessna.
Okay. Well, that's fine. That's one of the things I like about GT Online. You have options, and I look forward to having even more options, hopefully in 6 Online. But what else have we been playing? As I mentioned already, I've been playing a lot of Skyrim. I did a Skyrim stream Sunday, in case you are wondering. I showed off my homes. I have like the vanilla homes, the anniversary edition homes, and even some mod homes. And it was a nice little house tour I showed people.
Yes,
Yeah, so I've been playing it, just doing some side questing. I did the Civil War arc. The main story, I'll probably get around to the main story. Right now, I think I'm going to focus on Dawn Guard.
You're going to keep streaming it or nah?
No, it's just a one-time thing. I'm moving on to RoboCop on Sunday. Because RoboCop's going to be free to play on PlayStation Plus this week. Yeah. So a lot of people said RoboCop's pretty good. I love the first movie. The second and third movie aren't as good. But the first movie's really
Which
good.
one's the one with the annoying kid?
I think that's the second movie.
Yeah,
yeah. The second movie's not good, and the third movie's not good. But the first movie with Peter Weller's in the first and second movie, and then somebody else takes his place as RoboCop in the third movie.
What about 2013?
That was a reboot. And it wasn't a very good reboot, which is no surprise to anyone.
Yeah. What was it? 2013, 2014?
I don't remember. It's been forgotten.
What about the black suit though? Like a full black red.
No. He's got to be chrome, baby. That's RoboCop. RoboCop got to be chrome.
Damn.
But yeah, I didn't like the black suit.
No.
No.
Too dark.
No, it doesn't work. He got to go chrome.
Okay.
But anyways, that's probably what I'm gonna play Sunday. The new. Well, it's not new, but it's free, so I'll play it. But what else? We played a little bit of Sea of Thieves, not as much. I mean, the 7th anniversary was like a week ago, so we played the community weekend for that.
Yeah, I finished the Plunder Pass.
Good for you.
Woo! when it was community weekend, so I took advantage of that double renown.
Yeah.
And I finished it, and I don't have to touch it.
Yeah, they finally added the lizards and the seagulls and the jellyfish. I'm like, and the hunting spears, and I'm like, okay, don't care.
It's not bad, but like, it's not like meta changing or game changing. It's okay.
Yeah, but I'm concerned it's going to cause other issues.
I think the problem is that it's one of those updates where you just play it once and that's it.
Like, oh boy, birds flying overhead. Oh boy, lizards on islands. Oh boy, jellyfish. I'm staying away from those. I don't want to get stung.
Yeah, you see them and you're like, okay.
I wonder if you actually can get stung by swimming near them in the game.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to go find out. I don't really care.
Yeah, it really depends on your curiosity.
Yeah, I'm not that curious. I've been stung by jellyfish in real life, and it's not fun.
Yeah, I've been stung by one too. One got attached to my foot, and it fucking hurt.
Yeah, no thanks. But,
I'll probably try it out eventually when I'm just that bored.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's pretty much it for Sea of Thieves. I finished the pass, so that's all I care about.
Yeah. So what else have you been playing?
2042 here and there with Bounty. It's alright. Nothing too special. We just play it to pass the time. And overall, it's a fun time. You know, we just talk and just have it in the background as we just... we just basically just play randomly in the background. That's it. And that's it. That's pretty much it for 2042. We have the event pass, but I already finished it, and Bounty's like almost there. I think he's like 26 or 27. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. What about Overwatch?
Overwatch, I think the season ends in like 2 weeks, but I'm like level 40 in the battle pass. I cannot be bothered to play it right now. I'm just playing Storm. So I'll talk about Storm soon. But, yeah, for Overwatch, just don't care. Can't be bothered to care.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
I played it a little bit last week, but then that's it.
That's how I am about Skull and Bones at the moment, because I'm just waiting for like year 2 to start in a couple weeks from now. It's like the event they have, they brought back an older event because they had to extend the last season to get some other stuff done. I'm surprised it's actually getting a year or 2, but hey, you know what? I'm not complaining because I actually do like Skull and Bones. It's just my guilty pleasure.
Mr. Guilty Pleasure.
And to be fair, they have improved the game over the past year, and I hope that year 2 makes it even better and brings more people to Skull and Bones.
Right. Look at this, Jimmy. Look.
Are you going to try it? Or it's going to go black. Wow, it actually worked. You didn't... See, some bridges you actually can do that with in this game, and then there are other bridges that are graphically just made to where you really can't go under them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, props for Microsoft 2024 for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. But yeah, I'm hoping for year 2, you know, of Skull and Bones to be a vast improvement. So we'll just have to wait and see. But other than that, I've just been mainly playing Skyrim.
Yeah, DB just goes downstairs and plays this little Skyrim on the Xbone.
Yeah, well, because like only times we have the Xbox Series X up here now is when we're recording a video together, or I'm recording a video that requires Xbox, or like what we're doing right now with the monthly vlogs.
Yeah.
But since we had an issue with the Xbox One X, because that's what we were using to watch our shows and YouTube and other apps.
Yeah, I might have to clean that Xbox up and then just put it in the box.
Yeah, we'll just have to put it away because it's just sitting there now. But there was an issue that happened with the sensor between the console and the controller, and I have several Xbox One controllers and I just couldn't get them to work anymore, so I just finally said, screw it, I'll just bring down the Series X and we'll just watch everything on there. So,
yeah,
so that's what
like the Xbox works, but you just can't use it.
Yeah, there's a sensor issue, and I don't think it's worth trying to get it fixed. You know, so I'm not going to bother. Because it's not the controllers. Because if it was one controller, then okay, fine. I have like 3 others. But none of the controllers would work with it. So it's a sensor issue on the Xbox One X. But he had a good run. I think I'm going to blame my youngest nephew for this because one day when they were over here, he got on top of it.
Yeah, he stepped on it for some reason.
And that was our fault. We had it on the floor at the time. After that, we put everything on a little table.
Yeah.
We still need to buy more furniture. We just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Eventually.
But I saw him. I saw him on my Xbox One. I'm like, get off. And then he got off. Little shit.
Wow.
Little monsters, I swear. So I don't know. It was working fine for like months after that, though. So maybe it wasn't entirely his fault. But still, it's still annoying. Kids.
Well, they don't know what that thing is.
I know, and that's why I'm not going to be too hard on him about it, Because I know that when they get older, hopefully they mature, they grow up and be decent men.
You hope so, right?
I'm hoping so, but the jury's still out.
I'm going to download TikTok on my phone. That's probably what they're going to do.
No, well, TikTok will be outdated by the time they become teenagers. There'll be something else.
Yeah, Vine 2.0.
Who knows? But, yeah, anyways, I think that's all the games we've been playing.
I was playing Storm.
Oh, yeah, you were going to talk about Naruto Storm, okay.
Yeah, so I basically decided to give it a shot and basically bought it. And the story mode's it's not that good like the regular story mode.
Yeah.
Like reliving the story mode itself. At that point, you would just rather play Storm 2, 3, and 4, which I do have. I have all 4 of them. But actually, I have Storm 1 too, so I have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I could just play the story mode for Naruto and Naruto Shippuden if I ever wanted to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't really buy it for that story mode. I bought it basically for the gameplay and the Boruto story. That's what I bought it for. And the Boruto story, although it might be filler, I enjoyed it. I really did. I liked it. I thought it was really good. I know people might not like it as much, and it's a filler story, so people might not care for it, but I really liked it. I liked the connection story mode, so it might have been a little bit short, but it was good. And I'm glad I played it, because it actually the ending kind of made me cry a little bit.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah. So if it gets a tear out of me, then it's good.
Oh, speaking of emotional stuff, you watched the trailer earlier today.
What?
Like...
Oh, I don't know if this is what you're referring to, but Spirit of the North 2. Okay, so yeah, we got that too. Spirit of the North 2 trailer, finally. And I think the last time we got a trailer for that was like a year ago.
Yeah.
And we finally got a release date, May 6 or 8.
Okay.
One or the other. But yeah, it's coming on early May. And I cannot wait to play it.
Because what happened when you played the first game?
I cried.
Yeah, because it was very emotional for you at the end.
They killed my Foxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But my God, apparently there's gonna be some new animals as well, so that's kind of cool. And apparently there's a human or a type of monster or something. So I cannot wait. And you can customize your own fox.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun with that.
Yeah, I bet you will.
I'm literally just gonna make fox designs over and over, and that's it.
I could see that happening.
Like I just make my own fox and then screenshot it, delete the fox, make another one. And then just keep making Foxy screenshots.
Yeah. I remember, like, you loved the score so much that you actually recorded it.
Yeah.
And then you got a whole bunch of views for it because everyone else was looking for the score.
Everybody else was looking for the score, and then no one made it.
Yeah.
But I didn't, like, put them off because somebody else, like the main composer,
yeah,
put the actual score out.
Yeah.
And it just kind of made mine, well...
No, obsolete because... You only did it. You didn't do it for a financial gain. You just did it because
nobody else had it.
Yeah, and you love the score so much, and you just wanted to put it up there because she absolutely loves video game scores.
Yeah, that's my main source of music, I guess. My main type of music.
Yeah.
It's not the shitty modern music. No, it's movie scores and video game scores
and some TV shows.
And some TV show scores. Basically, entertainment scores like that, except for like actual music.
Well, I consider it to be music.
Well, yeah, I consider it too, but, a lot of people don't.
Yeah, they don't think of that whenever they think of music, but I feel like an okay movie can be turned into a great movie or a TV show, or even it can be enhanced with the right score.
Yeah. Like, for example, just imagine Naruto Shippuden,
yeah,
but remove the score.
yeah, it does take. It's still well written and well animated with good characters and good story.
I know, but you will miss a lot.
The music is like icing on the cake, and I think the icing is very necessary.
Yeah.
It sets the tone. It sets the emotion, especially when it comes to like themes for like Batman, Superman, etc.
Yeah. A theme is just
yeah, because people resonate with the themes, like with Avengers, or I don't even understand I don't know how you crashed there, but okay, video game.
Yeah. Anyways,
yeah, scores have always meant something to me, even back in the day, like Tim Burton with the Beetlejuice, Batman. Crap, it happened again. The fuck. But like Hans Zimmer, I love Hans Zimmer. Like let's see.
Islands of Austria.
Crimson Tide. He did Crimson Tide. He did The Rock. He did the Dark Knight trilogy. He's done some.
He did Modern Warfare 2 and Top Gun.
Yeah. So yeah, I love Hans Zimmer, and also Tim Burton, and also the legend himself, John Williams.
Mm.
Like, how many scores has he done?
Too fucking many.
Like Jaws, Jurassic Park, Star Wars.
Just those three.
Yeah,
it's just enough to just put him up there.
Yeah, but he's like Indiana Jones. List goes on and on. I mean, there's so many great composers out there, and I feel like that they're timeless because they tap into the composers of old, like classics like Mozart, Beethoven, Chopin.
Oh, that man is gonna be like John Williams is gonna be remembered.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's so fucking good.
Yeah.
But
Bear McCreary, he did Battlestar Galactica, and he's done so many other shows since. And I think he also did the score for the God of War games, the 2 God of War games. But,
I don't know.
But he's a great composer too. So there's so many good composers out there, and
you have to talk to Bounty about that one.
The list goes on and on. They don't get as much attention as they deserve, but a lot of these movies and shows and video games that have great scores have good composers behind them, and it really does help. So I love having that extra icing when it comes to the score of a movie, TV show, or video game.
Agreed.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it for the games that we've been playing. I can't think of another game.
The games and movies and shows.
Yeah, it was funny because while we were at your appointment and the doctor had to go do something, you and I started, for some reason, crashing into the ground. Good job.
Yeah,
You're a great pilot.
Thank you.
But we started talking about, I don't know what led to that conversation. Why we started talking about crappy. It was because
of music.
The Dove commercials. Like, because while watching Boruto and Naruto on Hulu, like, there's a whole bunch of commercials. There's the State Farm ones that I was bashing.
The Batman State Farm?
Yeah, because I despise insurance companies now. By the way, if you're interested in my opinion about insurance companies, just go to my political channel. I took a clip from one of my live streams, which basically talks about that. But one of the commercials is a Dove commercial. What the I guess just don't turn up too high, because then the game just automatically assumes you're going to crash. I don't know.
Right. Let's see if it does it again, though.
Oh, I'm just trying to wrap this up, babe.
Well, that makes no sense.
I don't know. I mean, but anyways, I can't explain what's going on with this game. I would not recommend Flight Sim 2024 even months later.
Yeah, see, I did a full loop, and once I was in bounds, it crashed.
Yeah, I would not recommend
it. It makes no sense.
For anybody waiting to get Flight Sim 2024 that's still been waiting for months, especially on Xbox Series X, wait a little longer. Just go back to Flight Sim 2020.
Yeah, just wait.
But anyways, it's the Dove commercial we were watching, and I don't know what the musician's name is. I don't know what her name is, but like, so many songs now are just very, very sexual. It starts talking about body parts, and the version of her song
or drugs
are drugs. I mean, what else is new? But it's just gotten worse.
Yeah.
But I guess the entire point is it just led to that whole grandpa thing, like back in my day, But
my music was good.
Yeah, but anyways, that's music for you. I love music, but I don't really listen to too much new music now because
I blame you.
I mean, there could be some good stuff out there, but I feel like a lot of it's just really bad. Oh, do you like how I customized the tail number?
Yeah, the GB plane.
But you know what the call sign is for the pilot?
What?
Black Fox.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a little bit of both, right? GB 003, for me, and then Black Fox for you. See?
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact. Because you could actually have your own custom call sign and your own custom tail number. So for all the planes now, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's maybe one thing I like about Flight Sim 2024.
Okay, well, apparently it crashed, even though I was...
I don't understand this game, and that's it. That's it. Let's just wrap this.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
This is starting to get really frustrating seeing this happening. At least in 2020, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Unless you actually go crashing into the damn ground.
I was actually going straight.
Yeah, how do you crash going straight? Microsoft Flight Sim 2024?
Maybe there's an invisible building.
Who knows? Yeah, out in the middle of nowhere.
Invisible UFO.
Yeah. Okay, so anyways, coming up in April, Andor Season 2, so we're going to get to watch Season 2 of Andor. There's a lot of games coming this summer we're excited about. We'll talk more about that in future videos and vlogs.
Yeah, that's later.
Yeah, that's later.
Give me Ghost of Yote. That's what I want.
Yeah, so that's what she's looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to Ghost of Yote, but I'm also interested in Mafia the Old Country. I'm kind of interested in Mind's Eye. I did a video on Mind's Eye earlier today.
Yeah.
But we also got possibly an Oblivion remake. I never played Oblivion, but since I play the hell out of Skyrim, I've always wanted to go and play Oblivion, so...
I know you would buy it.
I would totally get it. If that turns out to be true, I'm totally getting Oblivion remake, and I'll play that.
Okay.
But, what else? There's one other game. I can't remember, but there's...
AC Shadows came out.
Yeah, no thank you.
No?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, well, that's not it then.
There's plenty of other games. Obviously, the big one coming up in the fall with GTA 6. Oh, yeah, there's supposed to be a Black Flag remake as well, so that's supposed to be happening. I think the clouds are better.
Yeah.
The weather system, I think, is improved.
Yeah, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. But there's still a lot of work that still needs to be done, especially on the Xbox Series X version of this game. Microsoft, crashing, just flying straight. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I did a full flip, but once I got into actual balance, it crashed. Okay.
Yeah, and there's times when you just barely tilted the nose up and it crashed. I'm like, how?
Invisible wall.
But it's just frustrating. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this vlog as well as previous vlogs. Thank you so much to everyone that does take the time to watch our vlogs. It really means a lot to us. You can check out Riley's channel. I'm sure she might do some streams coming up in the future.
I'll do something.
Because you already did your GTA videos.
That's right. I finished all my free aircraft videos.
Yeah, so you got to find something else to do, I guess.
Yeah.
And me, I totally don't have anything coming up tomorrow as a video. No way. That's not something I would do on a particular day.
Potential tease.
No, not me. I never do such a thing.
Anyways,
and coming up this weekend, more GTA on Saturday. And Sunday, RoboCop. I'm going to try out RoboCop this weekend.
Hooray.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Dun, 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 dun. Speaking of good scores.
That is a good score.
It is a good score.
Who made that one?
I don't remember, but it was, there was a lot of bangers when it came to 80s films.
Yeah.
Like Back to the Future, RoboCop,
yeah,
Terminator.
So that's true, man.
There's so many of them that were good back then.
Anyways,
so, yeah. Who knows what happens in April? Hopefully y'all had a good March so far and a good 2025. And here's hoping we see y'all in about a month from now for the April 2025 vlog.
Bye-bye.